All right, folks. Thank you very much. Returning now to the arena, we have Billy Thorpe, who is coming from the one-loss side, playing Joseph CRUGINALE. And we're waiting on the four-time world champ, Jimmy Pretty Boy Floyd Mattia, has just arrived, and he's got a friend in tow. Looks like Jimmy Moore's joining him. So it's going to be, don't get confused, folks, because it looks like we've got Jimmy and Jimmy. You here. Or actually, here, Jimmy, put this on. Well, I don't know. Did he come with you, or who did you want? Did you bring him with you? No, he didn't bring. I just followed him. Oh. Well, we were trying to get Tommy on. Okay, well, it don't matter. I'm sorry, Jimmy. We'll do something. Okay. I like either one of those two guys. Either one of those two guys. Joe? Right now. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna keep the scoreboard. I'm gonna keep the scoreboard off. Okay. Just
announce the score.
Yeah, announce the score. There you go.
All right, let's put this on and talk.
Intros.
Yeah.
What table you on, Trace?
All right, this is Billy Thorpe versus Joseph CRUGINALE. This is Daniel Bush of POVPOOL, and we have the great honor of being joined by four-time world champion Jimmy the Floydster Mattia, the original Floydster, ladies and gentlemen. And he's joined by one of his biggest groupies, Joe Canella. Joe.
Yeah, that's
Jimmy,
the word I was thinking of, groupie.
Thanks a lot. You guys have a great time. And keep loving pool, everybody.
Are we on the air? Let's get ready to rumble. Gonna watch a match between Billy Thorpe and Joseph CRUGINALE. Italiano? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Paisano. I'm sitting here with the booth with my good Paisano friend there, Joe Canella.
How's it going, everybody?
I have never seen this guy play before, Joe. Billy Thorpe. I've heard about him for the last 2-3 years. What a fantastic player he is. He was a member on the Moscone Cup.
Yes.
So, but I've never had a chance to see him play. So this is a treat for me. I've heard so much about him. And speaking of Billy Thorpe, Joe, how about the upset of the tournament yesterday in the opening round? Christina Gonzalez just walked all over Billy Thorpe, beat him 6-1. Amazing.
One of my teammates and Scotch doubles partners, Christina, she had the match of her life and knocked off one of the top young players in the U.S., one of the top players, period, in the U.S.
Unbelievable.
Future superstar already. Member of the Moscone Cup at 22 years old, 23 years old. That's incredible.
Well, upsets happen in every sport. I don't care, football, basketball, baseball, you name it. You saw a major upset yesterday as Christina Gonzalez absolutely walked all over Billy Thorpe. I mean, thumped him pretty good and unbelievable.
6-1.
Yeah, 6-1, unbelievable.
A match of her life. She played great. Joe just went ahead 1-0 on a little carom shot there.
Now, where is Joseph from, Joe?
Joseph is a local Las Vegan here.
I'm going to tell you what, I've been coming to Viva Las Vegas since 1966, and they've always had tremendous players come here. Las Vegas, I mean, a lot of them moved here, of course, but for my money, I guess you could say the best player that was ever born and raised here really was Jim Blakeman, a guy that's won this tournament 3 times.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, amazing player, a guy with one eye, okay?
Yep.
Unbelievable. Jim Blakeman win this tournament 3 times. I mean, to me, this is one of the toughest bar table tournaments in the country. I know there's some good tournaments out there on bar tables, but for 64 players to be in this event every year, to me, this is as tough a bar table tournament as there is. We have world champions that come to play at this tournament. Unbelievable.
Yep, coming to a local bar playing. This is absolutely the top tournament held in a bar in America. I can't imagine anything could come close to this between the Calcutta and the quality of players that come in to play in this, as Billy's proceeding to tie this match up at 1 here with a break and run.
First time I've ever seen this guy. I've heard his name for a few years, and I was looking forward to watching him play, and the next thing I know, he loses his first match to Christina, and doesn't just lose, he gets barbecued. 6-1. Amazing.
I was talking to him earlier. He went next couple doors down here. They have a place with a billiard table, a 3-cushion table, and he went in and played in a match over there. They had a little tournament. He was in between matches and wanted something to do, and I guess he's a fairly accomplished 3-cushion player too.
Well, I've always said, you want to improve your game, learn something about 3-cushion billiards. Nowadays, Joe, as you know, they use the jump cue. And to me, I mean, and I got to tell you in all honesty, what can you learn with a jump cue? Absolutely nothing. Learn the game of 3-cushion billiards. It's going to help your game tremendously, especially with the rules that they play by today, where ball in hand, if you don't hit the ball. Let me tell you something. When you're in a defensive battle playing a guy that knows something about 3 cushions, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I played earlier today, and Brian Parks made a beautiful 3-rail kick and hooked me. I thought I had him hooked, and he hooked me right back with a 3-rail kick.
Well, those are things that 3-cushion billiard players will do to you. You take a guy like a player up today, and for the past 30, 40 years, whatever, Efren Reyes. Now, when you go into a defensive battle with a guy like that, he's a world-class 3-cushion billiards player. You got a tough way to go. You think because you hooked him that you have an advantage. But when you're playing a billiard player, no, you don't have an advantage. They know how to hit the ball and how to hook you right back. And that's just called knowledge. Now, jump cues are fine for exhibitions and all that, trick shots, whatever, that's fine. But to try to learn how to play this game with a jump cue, I don't agree with that, Joe. I say, try to learn everything you can about this game, and you just can't learn a whole lot playing with jump cues. And it's sad that somebody would make a tremendous defensive shot on you and then get punished for it because the guy comes out with a jump cue, slops the ball in, and wins the game. I don't agree with that. I say, hey, forget about jump cues. They're all right in exhibitions, but not in world-class play when you got some of the best players in the world, as we do here at the Rum Runner. I don't agree with it.
I happen to agree with you on that. If they can jump it with their playing cue, their own cue, I don't have an issue with it. But the jump cue gives a taller player an advantage over somebody that's my height, and I don't feel like there should be a tool that somebody can gain an advantage with.
Well, I'll tell you something. Many years ago when they started this whole business with a jump cue, they decided to ask Irving Crane, Hall of Famer, one of the terrific players that ever lived. They asked him his opinion about a jump cue. His reply was this: I've played with a regulation cue my whole life. I would expect my opponent to do the same. Well, they just disregarded what he said, and here come the jump cue. I mean, do you really think that a guy like Irving Crane is going to say, yeah, let's play with jump cues? I mean, come on, man.
Billy Thorpe there, 2 in a row, 2 misses in a row. Very uncharacteristic of Billy.
Well, I've never had a chance to see this guy play. Like I said, I've heard his name for the last few years. I believe he comes from Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He is from Dayton, and this tournament is such a unique animal. There's not too many places you'll play where you have a crowd around you this close to you, this many people. While it is one of the best run and best events I feel in the country, held in a bar, it is also difficult, especially if it's the first time playing in it like it is for Billy. Even the accomplished player that he is, you're playing him. It's a different beast playing in this. Got people 2 feet from you and very close, and it's a bar.
We are rocking and rolling here at the 29th annual Andy Mercer Memorial. You're out there strolling around a car. I know you hear us on radio out there. Just stroll into the Rum Runner here at Tropicana in Spencer. Gino Hill, the owner, proprietor here, puts on a magnificent show every year. And you can win some money in this tournament, Joe. You're talking about Calcuttas. You're talking about this and that. You can make $1 in this place, let me tell you.
One of the best tournaments in town. But Gino's a hell of a pool promoter, hell of a sponsor. He adds money to just about all of his events. He does a great job.
Jim Blakeman helps him every year, does a marvelous job. Doesn't play anymore, once in a while a little bit with the pool leagues, but Jim Blakeman has won this event 3 times. And I mean to tell you, this is one tough tournament to win, boy.
Phenomenal bar player when he was in his prime. Phenomenal bar table player.
He still plays good. Forget about his prime. He still gets up there and runs out. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. He just doesn't have the stamina to play in the tournament anymore, match after match. Any given match, though, he still hold his own against anybody. Billy got out there.
2-1 ball game here in favor of Billy Thorpe.
Yeah, he got out off of Joe's miss and up to 2-1 now, and Billy has the break.
24 years old, comes out of Dayton, Ohio. He plays jam spam. I mean to tell you, I can't believe that Christina Gonzalez just ran over him like he wasn't even there. Unbelievable. That's the upset of the tournament.
It'll be hard to have a bigger one than that.
Wow, unbelievable. So a special congratulations to Christina. Wow, unbelievable.
That will go down for her. Be hard for her to have too many bigger wins than that, barring her deciding to turn pro. Taking that up as a career with her family and her teaching, I don't think that's going to happen. So that's going to go down as one of her best ever. What a thrill for her. She's playing in all 3 events. She played in the Dock Hill. She cashed in the Dock Hill, and she'll be playing next weekend. They have another tournament here next weekend, a women's charity event, Women's Western Charity. They sponsor a different local charity every year and raise pretty close to $10,000 by the time they do all the raffles and drawings.
Well, I'll tell you what, last week they had the Dock Hill Memorial. And when you take a look at the Calcutta and the money that somebody could have won for coming in first place, okay? You're talking if somebody bought themselves in the Calcutta and won the tournament, they could go home with over $12,000. Now, the reason I mention this, Joe, I recall the World Championship of Straight Pool 3 years ago in 2016 at Steinway Billiards in New York. Now, mind you, this is the World Championship of Straight Pool. Well, let me tell you something. First place was $10,000. Now, the World Championship, number one, you don't give out $10,000 for a World Championship. We had a tournament here last week, a Class B tournament for amateurs only. Professionals were not allowed to play. You had to be in the leagues playing here in Las Vegas, and you have a possibility of someone winning over $12,000. Now, 3 years ago, Steinway Billiards World Championship, straight pool. $10,000 first place. Are you kidding me? Did you ever hear of inflation? I want to tell you something. I won a tournament in 1976. I got back $13,500. Now here it is 40 years later in the year 2016, and you're going to tell me a world championship is $10,000.
Very
Give
sad.
me a break.
Very sad. Billy
Number one, you don't do that. You don't disrespect the game and disrespect the players. Number two, you do not have a world championship in a pool room. I've played in a lot of world championships in my career, and it was always in a ballroom or a convention center, an auditorium, or a casino. Back in the day, we played in tuxedos. It was a game of class then.
I watched you
And
play in
when
those
I
tuxedos
look,
back in the day. First place was 10 grand in the early 70s in straight pool tournaments.
It's just terrible. You don't have a world title in a pool room. And if it is a world title, you don't give away $10,000. What's that, a down payment on a Volkswagen? I mean, give me a break, okay? And not only that, the finals were 300 points. Now, let me tell you something. If you got a couple of slow players up there playing straight pool, 300 points, the people that pay to get in to watch that match, you better give them a sleeping bag as well, okay? Because the match is liable to take 7 hours. I mean, what is wrong with people today? I don't get it. Call it the New York State Open, that's fine. But to call it a world championship in a pool room, $10,000 for first place and 300 points in the finals. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Joe. Something's really wrong with this picture.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there also. I hate having to agree with you on all this stuff, but Billy just broke and ran there. Joe broke, and Billy got back to the table and missed, and it's Joe's turn out. It's 3-1, Billy. Billy Thorpe up 3-1.
Sitting here with Joe Canella, one of my paisanos, talking about Canella Liquors. Joe, you're about to become a billionaire. What do you think you're going to do with the sport of pocket billiards? Huh? First place is like 3-4 million. Forget about it.
They need a junkie like me. They need a pool junkie like me to hit a big score. That's what pool needs. Needs a big backer.
Yeah, it's a shame because when you talk about the most difficult of all non-physical sports, by far it's the sport of pocket billiards. Now, we don't have the millions and billions that like golf does, okay? Golf's a beautiful sport. I love it. But let's face the facts. When you talk about degree of difficulty, what do you think is more difficult, playing golf or playing pool? In my estimation, it's not even close. And as a matter of fact, about 30 years ago, there was an article in Sports Illustrated where they talked about the most difficult of all non-physical sports. Well, number one was pool, number two was golf, and number three was bowling, okay? Now, I love both those sports, golf and bowling and everything, and naturally I love pool. It's in my blood. But let's be honest about it. Which is the most difficult? It's pocket billiards. It's pool.
A scratch there by Billy is going to let Joe back in this match here. Fraction careless there, maybe. Taking them the quality of player he is. Might have taken that little run out there a little bit for taking that for granted at the end of that run out. Give Joe a chance to get back to 3-2 here. That's another great thing about this event here at the Rum Runner. A lot of the local people that get in it, they got a chance to play some of these top pros. It'll be the only chance they get to in their lives.
Hey, it's a game of pool. Get up there and do your thing, you know. It's all about doing your thing. if you get an opportunity to win a game, you know, you got to take advantage of it because tremendous players here. You cannot give them opportunities to win games. You can only hope that you get opportunities
And
to
Joe
win
does
games.
make it 3-2, and he's right,
3-2.
right back in the match as advertised.
Could we see the end of Billy Thorpe here? Is this what? Is there
Well,
a
it's certainly
possibility?
possible. Anything's possible. I would, at this point, I still would like Billy in the match, but you never know. Balls roll funny sometimes.
Balls roll funny all the time, Joe. Talking to Joe Canella from Canella Liquors. Guy's about to become a billionaire. I got 20% of the company. You know I'm rooting for him. Little cinnamon flavored brandy. Looking over here at a guy, Frank Marino, that gave you your walking papers yesterday, Joe.
Yes,
Frank
he did.
Marino never missed a ball. He banked like 1,000 balls in a row. I never saw nothing like it. Que paso to everybody out there, amigos, senoritas. Que pasa? We're here at the Rum Runner. Action's hot and heavy. It's warming up outside. It's in the 70s. It's even hotter in here, and I mean to tell you, the action is warming up.
Billy makes a ball and has a shot.
Say hello to all my brothers and sisters that are out there listening on the west side of Philadelphia, the east side of Detroit, and the south side of Chicago. A special hello to all my brothers and sisters that are out there listening.
And I'll give a shout out to Rockford, Illinois to boot.
Rockford, Illinois.
That's
All right.
Home of Charlie Ketchapaya and Dallas
That's
West.
right. Now,
Billy Burns, Joe Deal. A lot of great players came out of that little city.
How about a guy by the name of Dallas West? You
I
ever hear
mentioned
of that
him.
guy?
Yeah. Two-time U.S. Open champion. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. I mean to tell you, they play some pool down there in Rockford, Illinois. Well, they play pool everywhere. We're all over the world with this game, one of the most popular games there is in the world. Pocket billiards. That's all. Pool. Starts with P, rhymes with T, and that stands for a whole lot of trouble. And that's what you got coming in here to the Rum Runner. A whole lot of trouble, Joe.
You better believe it. There's an awful lot of good players hang out in this place.
Oh,
play
man.
on their league teams, little local league teams.
Las Vegas has become the pool capital of the world, okay? You think you got a hot stick? Step into the Rum Runner sometime. You like to play for cash. You like to play in tournaments. You like to play league play. We got it all here like every single day, okay? You're talking about the Rum Runner. Special thank you to Mr. Gino Hill who puts on this event every year. Magnificent event. A little safety there by Willie Thorpe, shall we say. It's a good thing he's not playing Christina. I know that's on his mind. Unbelievable. But things happen. Everything can happen on a pool table. You never know where them balls are going to stop rolling. You're faced with 1,000 different situations every time you come to the table.
So to give you a little bit of a rundown on the other matches we have going on, David DiTillo is playing Mark Vidal. It is 5-4 Mark, and Mark is at the table. Paul Juarez is playing Mary Kaufman ahead 2-0. And Trace Kane is playing Tinsley Johnson, and there's no score in that match yet.
Now there's an amazing guy, Dave Cicillo. Here's a guy like 98 years old, Joe. And every year he just seems to play better. I told him the other day, I said, you know, when you're 100 years old, you're going to win the world title.
He is amazing.
He is. I
amazing.
can't believe it. I mean,
I'm hoping that happens for me in my old age, that it gets better. He just keeps getting better and better. He runs more racks. Gino wants to know how they can have two Italians up here in the booth at the same time. He's getting a little nervous.
we're talking about Gino Hill, guy that runs the best pocket billiard bar table tournament in the country. We wish we had 1 million just like him. Only problem is we got about 2 million just like him.
Pool would be so much better off if there was more sponsors like Geno Hill. That's for sure.
Well, we need some corporate sponsorship in this sport. I mean, come on out there, guys. Let's wake up a little bit. I mean, I love the game of golf. Don't get me wrong. We have $1 million tournaments every week in the game of golf. Okay, and beautiful. How about doing it with pool? Okay. If you think that golf is tougher than the sport of pocket billiards, guess again, my friends. Guess again.
So currently, Billy is ahead of Joe, 3-2. Waiting on the table behind him to get done so he can finish his work here in this rack.
Well, he has a good opportunity to win this game. Going to put a little hot mustard on this cue ball and draw back for the 8. Nice shot. Nice shot. I've heard about this guy. He's a gunslinger. Warning, warning, he's a gunslinger.
He's a Moscone player.
A little Moscones.
He contributed heavily to their win this year.
Look out for the side pocket.
Wow. How close is that?
I wanted to apologize because I know that last year when we did this, you were able
Billy.
to see the table a lot easier than this year.
I've noticed that. We're talking to Daniel Bush here.
They rearranged the furniture a little bit, and it's a lot harder to see. So I just
I noticed that, Daniel, and
this is all you've got is the monitor.
I love you with all my heart, you know that, but this could possibly be your last year here at the Rum Runner, Daniel. We got to get things straight around here.
Hey,
we run a class organization over here. Let's get it together, my friend.
Don't lecture me. Talk to the guy that freaking bolted the video game to the bar.
Yeah, well, I fired him about 2 hours ago, okay? But we will be seeing the highlights here on Sports Center. We're going to talk a little bit about how Christina Gonzalez warped Mr. Thorpe.
Well, listen, I heard that there was some luck involved there. I heard there were 5 early 9
Hey, there's luck in everything, my friend. You want to shoot dice, it's a little bit of luck. You want to play some poker, it's a little bit of luck. You want to bet on the horses, it's a little bit of luck, okay?
Hopefully Billy Thorpe's redeeming himself.
She had some early racks. She did have some early racks.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks to Jimmy.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, and thank you, Daniel Bush. Probably be your last year here, so I want to say goodbye to you. You did a magnificent job for the last 30 years around here, but we're having a little problem with the monitor. So this could be your last time sitting here around the booth, Daniel Booth.
So for all of you who aren't familiar, Canella Spirits, we're opening up our distillery the next couple months.
I'll be moving on to the Hall of Fame committee.
I just bought 2 bottles of Canella Spirits. I like it.
I'll have a little talk with the guys at the BCA about all this.
Cinnamon cordial, little cinnamon brandy. I like that.
Are we out? Oh, you're on. Oh, I thought we were. I thought you were.
I'm sitting here with Joe Canella. He wants
Just
to
when
know
I thought
if
I was
we're
out,
out. The match is not over with, Joe. Let's wake up a little bit.
I thought Daniel wanted to come back to work.
Let's wake up a little bit, Joe. Okay.
Joe, can you hear yourself?
Joe gets paid by the half.
Hey.
You're making me nervous. Every time you move that mic, it makes some noise.
Okay, I'll quit moving it.
Okay.
Every 3 games, Joe's paid. You can leave at any time.
Hold on. I'm gonna put you in charge of this.
We're having a little difficulty here with our audio.
Any important questions?
Important questions. Okay. All right. Billy's up 4-2 for those of you who are trying to follow this match.
And into the drink goes the snowball. Billy Thorpe will have ball in hand. He leads in the match 4-2. Got a great match coming up tomorrow, Joe. At 12 noon, we got Max Eberly and Shane Van Boning.
That should be a good one.
Should be a good one. Wake up, my friend. It's like the World Series. What, are you kidding me or something? Yeah, I guess it would be a pretty good one. I hope to be here about 9:30 in the morning so I can get a seat, okay? We got like 30, 40,000 people in the joint right now. Forget about it.
That's because they had to let some out. A little overflow. They're streaming it in the parking lot too, so they can watch it out there on the big screen.
Hey, you can listen to it on the radio as you're going down the street. We got Tommy DiLorenzo sitting behind me. Fantastic player, came to us from Arizona. Yeah, Tommy DiLorenzo, Paisano, you understand? Hey, had a lot of great Paisanos play this game. I mean to tell you, I'm sitting next to one of them, Joe Canella. Now we got Tommy DiLorenzo. This is becoming an Italian event, okay? I like it.
Ben Sutherland said to say hello. He's listening to
Big Ben Sutherland.
Hi, hey Ben, how are you?
Special hello to him. I enjoyed working with him about 3-4 weeks ago over there at Griff's Pool Room.
He'll be back on here tonight and tomorrow.
I saw one of the most amazing matches that I ever saw. Vilmos from Hungary and Oscar Dominguez. I mean, they shot the lights out. Forget about it. I was very impressed. Billy Thorpe takes a 5-2 lead here. Commanding lead, but it's not over. Anything can happen. Talking some bar table 9 rock here at the Rum Runner.
Yeah, Billy on the hill, 5-2. Davey Eves, sorry about that scoreboard. We're not able to update it right now, but we'll announcing the score every half rack. So it's 5-2. Billy Thorpe on the hill playing Joe CRUGINALE from Las Vegas. Daniel left us without instructions on how to update the scoreboard. We'll be replacing him shortly anyway.
That's all. You get fired, you get fired.
Can't be dealing with that.
What are you going to do?
Can't have a scoreboard with no score when there's a match going on. Mark Vidal and Dave DiTillo are now in a hill-hill match. Playing safeties back and forth. Paul Wara is up 4-0 on Mary Kaufman. And Tinsley Johnson is up 1-0 on Trace Kane.
Mary Kaufman still alive in the tournament. Boy, I tell you what.
Vegas women players.
We got some girls around here that play jam spam too.
Mary won the Dock Hill last year in one of the most impressive finals performances they've ever had in that tournament.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, the Dock Hill tournament, that is not an easy tournament. Now, they call these players in the Dock Hill amateur players. Well, I'm going to tell you what, they play pretty good, okay?
Same exact format as this tournament. Well, not exactly. The break's not the same. They rack it regular. They don't use a magic rack. They rack the one on the spot. But other than that, the rules is the races are the same. Single file races to 6. Winner breaks in that one.
I've been trying to play in the Dock Hill for the last 5 years. They won't let me. What's up with that is what I want to know. I want to get out there and play some pool.
You're going to have to step up your game a little bit to play in the Dock Hill. You got to improve.
Guy said you don't play good enough to be in the Dock Hill.
You got to play a little better, Jimmy. That's all.
Yeah.
Davey, answering your question again, Daniel's roaming around the room somewhere taking a break. That's why he put us two yo-yos up here to do some talk and entertain you for a little bit.
He went for a bit of a crazy combination there, I believe. But, hey, get out there and shoot him up. You never know what will happen. Combinations are not easy shots. He winged at it, but no good. Now Billy Thorpe has a shot.
Oh, what a nice shot that was.
Nice carom shot.
A little world-class shot there.
Now, this is a tough shot. He's straight in, but he's down there by the end rail. Well, this is not an easy shot. I'm going to try to warp it with a little draw, try to play the orange ball, the 5 ball, into the side pocket, I would guess.
I think he's got the 4 ball there.
Yeah, it's a 4 ball, Joe. Yeah, he missed it. It was a tough shot. He was trying to come back with the 5 for in the side pocket, but he got a bit fortunate here.
Talking about Joe winging it at that combo, I can't blame him for that. You're playing a player of this level. You got to try to do something to get rolling here, especially when you're down 5-2. Got to do something to try to get some momentum going. Billy got a nice roll there off of that miss.
And I would think he's going to try to play the 4 and the 5 into the same side pocket, which I was wrong. And what he did there, I have no idea. I have no idea what he was trying to do there. I guess he was just going to play the 5 ball in the side, not a problem.
Well, besides being one of the key members on the Moscone Cup team, that little kick there, that might remind people he did win the banks at the Derby City this year. He is the current bank champion from Derby City.
And I believe he may have won the 1 pocket as well.
The kid is a phenom. I think Bustamante won the 1 pocket. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Boosty did, but this kid is some player. He's a 3-cushion player. He does it all. Does it all.
That's what I hear.
Kicked that ball in like it was a hanger. And I spoke too soon.
Look at this. He's going to slop the 9 in.
Wow.
Now, I don't know. This is the first time I ever seen Billy Thorpe play. But I got to tell you one thing. He better hope he doesn't draw Christina Gonzalez anymore, because she don't slop no balls in, okay? She fires them in dead center, and that's about all I can tell you. So Billy Thorpe will move on into the tournament. The players that you'll see tomorrow are all players that have made the money. There will be down to 16 players tomorrow. Players you're watching right now are on the losers' side. So the winners will advance tomorrow in the money. The losers, well, they get a bus ticket home is about all I can tell you. I've taken that bus quite a few times myself.
There's some great pool to still be played tonight. There's a lot of good players out. There's a lot of pros on that losers bracket that are still going to be coming up here. We've got Billy Parks. We got Mark Vidal playing. If he gets by Dave Dattilo, looks like he's going to get out here. Local talents: Paul Juarez, Ray Skinnendor, Trick 60.
Yeah.
Brian Parks, California kid, won this tournament previously.
Well, they've always had great players in the city of Las Vegas. There's no question about that. We got Jim Blakeman, a 3-time champion of this tournament, walking around. He's just kind of coordinating things anymore in this tournament. Doesn't play anymore. Well, he plays a little bit in the leagues just for fun. But what a tremendous player he was. Win this tournament 3 times. Are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. We got Paul Juarez just defeated Mary Kaufman, and he threw a no-hitter, 6-0.
Yeah, he pitched a shutout.
6-0 against Mary Kaufman.
Oh, that's over?
Yeah, this was over too.
That match is over. You guys are welcome to stay if you want, but that match is over, right?
So while we got a break here, I'm going to give you a little update on Canella Spirits in Farino.
Yeah, thanks Farino Spirits.
Farino Spirits, one of the sponsors of this, my son and I's company. We currently have 4 products on the market. We have Canella Cinnamon Cordial, we have an Amaro, a delicious Amaro, and 2 Fernets, which will be 1 Fernet soon, originally made for the city of Reno, which is our new hometown. That's where our distillery is opening. We should be open there by May, hoping for May. The distillery will be open in May, production will start, and hoping to have the bar open by July. Come and see us. We have a program until we open the doors. We have a Drinks for Life program for $100. If you think you're going to be in the Reno area once in a while or quite often, you get a Drink for Life